Ebujan for Ahaye GC News, Mema Obibia Akwaba, Ahadie latest and hot news Nkwa Enamide Bremo. Anuti so when subscribe to channel area Bomodian say over subscribe. The way I say over click the subscribe button. Now wa barely notification we understand new video be upload no when the first person was sabeka ASR video. Afi we are now like the video. Give us a thumbs up. Na fe share ma Ato Forson when you be here now who and somewhere ekoso ewo Ghana memo hanom. Afi yinti a year report here about to yinti sansem ya ekoso yinti.
Stands for the last 4-5 years in the year, the judiciary of Ghana no about the epic center for political your friend is saying activism or partisan activism or whatever, and individuals are busily doing whatever that they do. So we achieve justice now. You appoint, especially at this crucial hour, Alaska. You must act with a touch of finesse, wisdom. Sabaya betimi maneuver way through this stormy situation. Sabaya betimi a survival. That is the only thing you do. Parliament, your friend is saying. Judiciary and Afenyo Markins the Mercako court based on the court discretion why we are granting that particular power. Speaker on TSC will go back to court. I fire short. You see, speaker assem not the bending so be enemy bogu ordinary no. Niama be say na yes yepe assemba court and settle. But Alaska Ghana near Otin has been very much concerned, not because of the ruling that be America. Okay. It is not based on the constitutionality of the matters in question. I don't know, we can only express our opinion.
That's right.
We are not the final arbiter.
The owners is lying.
Yes. Court rankasa power no lie in the bosom, the omopenom beye. But the enam who can in the first place, we talked about the swift nature. Our Supreme Court less than 12 hours. Chief Justice. It's me a constitutive panel so omunkwoti asebwe.
Dabio I no 12 p.m.
Okay.
And at 2 p.m.
Good. Now ruling about
what to me a constitutive the panel.
Yes. And see that raised a lot of alarm because my culture say a day before no. Now there were journalists on more radio so omo can say oh asem we are by omo problem. These are journalists or lawyers so almost a problem I want to say. I listened to it one guy on Joy FM or say the concern I want to say. And I'm saying similar critical issues so about her till date. Chief Justice
LGBTQ
panel it will be very difficult for her to jump over this issue. Now say oh yes sir she will court public anger.
That's right.
This is a journalist on C law school that ahunyansa who are the way. Now when I was so here Chief Justice na say common sense way a new team. You should be worried. Lo and behold, the Supreme Court defy all odds. A certain panel at the ruling Babontin. And ruling Babontin, the average Ghanaian will cause to be worried. Because Alaska, this is a Supreme Court cultural or making argument, a very emotional one. Oh, Nipa no more constituency, no, they are Ghanaians. They cannot be denied representation in as a forum. And you know, we cannot allow them. Then yes ya fata machine ne ya flip it back ekoye nim kakra ne bi say na nya sa Supreme Court yana na anu ada 92.3 professor baako any two other individuals at the court to say the people of more voter regional ye twa omo free mu no they also need representation na as Supreme Court can say you regularize it to the stand say 2024 and San Omonia representative. Now Sankrofo no dey say be omunya nipa.
That's right.
This is according to the Supreme Court logic. Again, yet Krom ha na obedi jache question e court. Court na no call ye no Alaska. You say ye challenge the nationality.
That's right.
And substantive issue no was not heard then. Yentie hu say obedi for na obedi bem. But the same Chief Justice in Nkrofo tena say ye injante no. E ma ne nkotena afie. Enti
for 2 years.
For 2 years. Enti nipa na asen no for the omo de no omo ye nkokọ. They don't need the representative. So Alaska, we yes niema we na beduru sa point we. Na what is such a ruling bar people question you. And again, and some na koba nyina na no drama bisi wo court. Me sure say nipa Ibrahim pay attention has to do with one of the judges. Uni say abra speaker eko parliament oko court no na ne lawyer Ato sorry.
Exactly.
Yes. Nti omukọ tena say panel no betena say na opeja ne say da bi me wasem ka ansana even yetie substantive issue no almost assemble na oka o say judge tenten no wom no uhu na ochen adago uhu na babia behu no judge tenten no wom no oye MPP ni enti no ote ase enyeye looking at your friend is saying the sensitive nature and the partisan nature of the issue in question, no?
That's right.
And Mr. Sajaj, you know, MPP, you know, then it will raise a lot of concern because Alaska, we are coming from a background that already, you know, Supreme Court, you know, at the social media, man for a already, you know, Alaska. Your friend says Supreme Court, you know, a man for a chin of our social media, a man for a can rule in our banner bonting, young cotton quartia. Yes, judge back on MPP ni. Now if people thought say just speculate because my town studio hacker. Not knowing say papa ya can say me in the year 2016 na day our whole central or far form eco contest on the ticket of MPP say or parliament.
Ivan, for the sake of your listeners, near a transpire our court no me say yema amafo what you just stated. Yentie dia Ivan can yanko.
On the visit to the marriage. He's done. No, but you see that. No, but you see. Yes, he's done. Yes, he's done.
Concerns raised by the attorney. And I have nothing more useful to add.
Second. Now, Mr. Sorry, can we hear you on your objection? Now, Mr. Sorry, can we hear you
of the president
on your
arises from some of
so that my lord on the stream what?
Right to my lady the Chief Justice. To him being impaneled in this matter arises from of the president from some of
so that my lord on the stream what?
Right to my lady the Chief Justice in time. To him being impaneled, he was in this matter arises from New Patriotic Party. The fact that, and in fact, he was a parliamentary candidate in one of their constituencies in the Volta region.
I think you said enough.
And he was known to be associated with especially against.
No, I think you said enough.
From the
I think you said no. I think you said enough.
Right, Ivan. When Anaoka,
the Chief Justice and say he didn't want Sorry to expose the man further. And in Oka say he has said enough because on himself Sabna Okano are scandalous.
Okay.
By a good judicial anonymity. And people know that Nimna Manfo free say just speculation in room or keke. But raising it at the court, you know, it give you certain credence to that particular session. And you've seen flyers running around. And so what kind of man has a book now can seminar? I bet you why this gentleman was appointed to the Supreme Court. Because according to him, President Akufo Addo wanted a Supreme Court judge to resign so that Obako speaker.
Okay.
But initially, they impressed on him to remain Papa na Obiara just obi na Obiara na one fairness.
Papa Agyarko.
Yes. Enti okoyoko lusu ye no. Then somebody needed to be appeased. So this particular gentleman na oye lawyer there no had to be brought on board. What kind of book na why a circumstance leading to this particular judge? This is a guy Alaska or a known party person. I was standing on the ticket of the MPP whole central to stand on the political party ticket, you know, you need to be a member of the party. You pay your dues and a whole lot of stuff. A member of good standing. Now you ask yourself, say, we are talking about not just any place, the Supreme Court of the land. People with partisan ties. And a yatam no. And yet, so I don't want to talk about Parliament because I look at the number in 2023. How he got 138.
That's right.
Meaning, say the MPP majority voted for him because 137 plus the independent person, you know, got him the 138.
Exactly.
And approving a judge, you know, just simple majority. So that one I can't blame the minority because their resistance they offered then was quite clear. Obiate, but your course what no koi. But Alaska say anya. Who bisa ho say there be am catch say common sense very common man for can enya common sense buo no the commonality we find issue be able raise be there is certain sense e wo mti edoson e wo issue be able raise and man ye common
by na common
enya common sense we obi atim that is the mistake people do so you can common sense anya say obi a obi no it is not true common sense every issue you raise there is a commonality that particular sense in every issue. The wise person will be able to find it quicker. That makes it common sense. And Alaska, just imagine, say, nothing has happened. The nature of this particular issue. Oko Supreme Court bench, and as I say, yeah, well, about 14, more than 14 judges sitting on the wing.
That's right.
So the question is, motivation behind the back Chief Justice, when you be on Kwan say, Obia, you know very well, say, that person has partisan ties. About people will raise that particular question. Looking at the sensitive nature of this particular issue in question, and what our motivation behind the mouth and what appointment, you know, we catch us a common sense and you're common to everybody, you know.
So it means, sir. A man for now almost to me pinpointed to say Nipa Wendy or MPP.
Yes,
but I was saying yeah with impunity.
Exactly. That's the level of disrespect for the people of this country. I'm a catch on a bench in so raise we now here's no.
That's right.
Already ruling the way sorry, a raise and oko ready by and cast about to go. I say and some now okay and some phobic crab no ontie. But my catch us the era where you will be. If you think sitting at the court, dispensing justice ends there, it means your mind belongs to the 12th century. Yes, Alaska, because that is half of dispensing justice.
It is half. The rest, no.
The rest are getting people to have trust and accept it. Now, justice, no dispense, no, or dispense man kokwa, no, or dispense man moa.
That's right.
So people must accept it. People must respect it, and for people to do that, you know, they need to have absolute trust and confidence in you. But there are a whole lot of scandals around it. Yes, young fan say a man for abo boss wa kwakodo baby. Papa no wenya daje wa urema kwakoto baby. Such a high profile case. Why will you bring such a person with such a terrible track record on that particular bench? So I know the day, you know. Yes, it's a wusi umusu kwan so a would not say ha obia stop you. So who took na ukwa Alaska me say obia stop you wunyina. Obia kwese
again. So
wusi umusu kwan so a would not say ha obia kanya nsasam kira wunti onto say ukwa wu na ukwa ji wani so no. Nothing will stop you. A man for more a survival accident. Na ya mom come story in all start here or could be catching and say or pentam kwaku. That is how it is.
That's right.
So Alaska, that's the trajectory we are on as at now. Because common sense will tell you that getting that particular man on this particular panel at this time.
I don't raise the public.
Exactly, especially looking at how contentious this particular issue is. And at the end of the day, a pure NDC. He says a constitutional matter. A constitutional matter and young kokwana de koye. A NDC MPP na de koye tying political interest to the issue in question. So it's not that just constitutional. A constitutional matter wired in party form. Exactly. Because party actors and a deba. So America say you have to be very reasonable and exercise that absolute discretion constitutional in such a way say you will not be in the bad books of the people. You need to sustain and build confidence because the judiciary.
That's right.
For the past 1 week in here, go to even YouTube alone, go and catalog videos and opinions, expressions, and something like that. And yes, people are just talking about it though. Supreme Court judges, former Ababonti, and they are all worried about the fans that this overdrive. Chief Justice at the event say we no call. I don't know Chief Justice paying. Alaska, I'm for Abako. There be a come say when you are in a position of power and you think you're going to live there forever, you are sick. Alaska, because it's transient. You pass it through. Now Rollins be 19 years and now Shana Wuno. Alaska, Kwame Nkrumah wa hefa. That is how it is. Stalin and as a foreign Russia and as for so Uba, you leave a legacy that will leave an indelible imprint, indelible mark on the minds and the heart of the people. And then I come and no. But because you have power, this arrogance and impunity. Now, Alaska, I think that there is one thing that is running through common. She'll be to say your friend is saying easy bossy.
Okay.
Very emotional. That kind of toxic kind of person. Chief Justice is the same thing. That kind of attitude, you know. And I'm sure, see the to me more beer. First, you need to look at the temperament and the emotional intelligence of the person first. Because men are metiana may yes idea we are. there are certain factors about me consider. That is why I meant dwell on the constitutionality of the issue, whether Chief Justice in the D4 but other things.
And the Babs were
yeah, other issues around it, Alaska, a major concern because any Nabema public, I think with the with the court and the justice delivery edibu because now Afro barometer for Europe survey. There are for those send a word as much as over 60% of Ghanaians don't even believe or trust the court. We are Chief Justice, we should be worried. We are president, we should be concerned because this is a house and a deal minor sem. Not a man for any the last time I may catch us say Ghana you prefer so no go pakobo than to go to court. No go po than to go to court because that institution, average person any trust woman. So we a Chief Justice, your major preoccupation should be at addressing this major whether misconception or whatever people have about the judiciary, But the is to deepen this crack, widen the gap of trust, and this misconception, whatever, highlight because more than a dinner as a forum. Now, yet is almost almost the date is LGBT case. They say on speak anyway on the way 7th of November or way Nasa forum. The question they say. Enti na omunim so mba yesa da won to sasa anema we ACCC. So we should be very much concerned about building trust. Anyesa maka say kroma yet we can lose everything. But the very moment we lose our judiciary, we are done. And where we are at the verge of losing everything. We are at the verge of the NDC is being led by a former president of Ghana. Now okachiro say onu need trust. Our court to enti election your corner say olusu or we knew on court to Alaska now ordinary person me appointed judge that menya trust in we we should be very much concerned, and these are institutions of state, you understand. So Niema nyina is critically undermining state institution, its authority, its neutrality, its independence. And even when it comes to the basic exercise of discretion, I'm for friend the common sense and then as a forum, way left, right to take the absolute balance, we are losing everything. So I know the day, your democracy, the foundation you have.
Ivan, before you wrap up, my bisa question.
All right.
You are Hoto FM hai. You were the various departments ewaha. Ejuma mimi ye ewaha as a radio presenter wano. I report to somebody, and everybody here is under Obi. In the say Ejuma na me ye no. Say enya say I'm playing to the formula and to the game plan of Nipa no farm na. Me ji this obet me aka tell say ofire me. But say me wa under somebody na dey na me ye no we na wo kasa Nipa no so farm nso say ne wo ye no me pe. So in this case, do you get my
yeah, I get you. That's what I'm saying. Absolute power corrupt absolutely. The president thinks to me, and
that's right.
People who come on board no free say, oh, I am not deserving of this position. I am here because of a messy being a ubienya na wapekebe. So all that I'm doing is to please and preserve that relationship I have with the person.
That's right.
So if that means sacrificing or throwing my convictions under the bus, mayor. And that's exactly what is happening because you can't control what I do.
That's right.
If you disagree with me, we part ways, we go away. Because I'm not a day. Position and there is no guarantee says how the mamia mean to be did that. So it's a matter of having personal conviction and principle.
Right.
The last time I make said the only thing they differentiate here from animals, our ability to strike balance between what is good and what is evil as human beings.
Right.
Once you lose it, you lose everything. And that is the problem. Nipa yet time 2 million as for the moment. Mahu is circulating Chief Justice Nikunuya narcotic board. I don't want to go there because a civil servant will now rise to that particular issue. But the question is Alaska, one hour impact ben legacy ben will live at the place. When you know, sir. And the Supreme Court said nothing has happened. BBNC will chrome her crown, and the mere fact that President Akufo Addo attacking the place in Ankasa a major concern.
Right.
Makacha said over the years we've not gone past 14, and then we are at the verge of getting about 18 to 19 Supreme Court judges within a short period. Now, at the end of the panela, yam tetefo no say tetefo no kro bi anka ho na anu wonderful akoya ye kana say me he came to the first Supreme Court 2023 so 2023 2022 2024 for nko say am no ka say there is a new batch ya line omo up ewo we omo kwaje approval from parliament whatever way so we cannot consistently subject such a revered institution to public scrutiny and mortification about we lose everything, and that is the message the president should get. The Chief Justice as a woman should be very much concerned about the legacy she's living, not sitting there and pronouncing your friends saying I have 2 minutes. Now 2 minutes now we are the first person I've been 2 minutes. This is a seat many more people have sat on it. They are dead and gone. So your turn now will come to an end. But the Nipa what you use that particular thing to do. Now empaneling somebody with partisan ties to come and sit on this particular issue, you know, Ufri say a crack out of common sense. That's up to you.
Right, madam.
Because issue is that me say to be very honest, said a number of Sikh and Alaska. You see, various institutions be ashamed now you feel as a unit in a bit to advance the broader democracy. And what here men now say the shape of government and one can what is this particular discourse being advanced here no? It's in furtherance of that democratic process, no? Exactly. Because bit by bit there will be a no. So, but if you build a democracy and certain people feel entitled, say you're nice in AC, you're not 2 minutes away, and the penny at the fine. You're not what they no. What is the level of discretion now? No? Does it suit the larger interest of the country? Yes, sir. The judiciary now is the most revered arm of government, you know. About the terror arm of power. The president is using to get his way. Because said a number of says he can say Supreme Court basis for granting S party to Afenyo Markins say extraordinary circumstance.
That's right.
And you're very present, but to invoke your friend say as party crano, you need to be very certain. Says a nipa no go ahead no yet that tenor. He will cause an irreparable damage.
That's right.
The question is say young granted Afenyo Markins this particular application through S party na yenti on kwa irreparable damage by and cause. And again, he cited say government business abejai. The argument in say 4 people who speaker kasa vacate or poster. Now say as a reasonable person, kasa parliament business will come to a halt. On what basis? Parliament never shutting it down, and now they will not get the quorum. So as an average person, I'm saying, channel, you need to advance a conversation that will be reasonable to me, convincing enough that you are doing this based on this. But anya sana, you'll be seen acting on your impulses and as at the behest of somebody sitting somewhere. The whole engineer said to advance the business and the interest. And over the years, you know, the entire Ghana for your concern among for this particular issue, you know, it's not because of this matter.
That's right.
Because Yatikroma and a domilivo issue by President Kacha and say, go on leave. Or we are Pamo no can home. Or there's some no court. Say as a abeta. Brasem no be dimame. Supreme Court waited papa no retirement day before they sat on the matter. So recalling him
over 2 years.
Alaska, recalling him back, you know, because already Yanti Kroma na NDC in the 6 other political party the EC court.
That's right.
The Chief Justice to kind data send the bottom. Or Tenasia ma your friends easy year the obey. Nasa Afenyo Markins the no dimirika na ba na ba ye we ya abra Friday kwana conventionally no Supreme Court entrance on Friday. You sat on Friday, deliberated on the matter, same day came with the ruling. And you think people will trust you? Makacha oninu atentini bako ye adamfo. Anemia boa. Ne pension unanimous 11 isha Alaska. Ama I live with the judiciary, the highest pinnacle of judicial power. The highest. Olivuno in a very mad, a very dirty position. And now no make social media or Twitter. 2 things were trending: unanimous FC and then more. Yes, that was the thing. Me screenshot on my phone so me the bachelor.
Right.
You drew bang people who begin to describe your friend is your Supreme Court with such pejorative remarks. Ne all transes and as a for them. and deserve it. Because democracy, we've come far. Ghana, I come far, despite the many challenges in us. But certain individuals want to personalize it, own it, and make it look like, say, yeah, they have power today, so we can use that particular power, exercise that discretion, whichever way. But, oh, yes, sir, now, Alaska, there is a certain way, be a threshold, be a who active within, that's a book on champion. And to question maybe someone say, Unim Edroji Tamaklo.
That's right.
Okay, so Ochana Mahama by a president, no, but no, say, Edroji, Uncle Supreme Court, and Quatana, or any Chief Justice.
That's right.
And will people talk in this country?
People will still have the audacity to talk.
Because Edroji cried, there's already on Yanya where you on stand on the take it of way.
That's right.
And there are lawyers within the party. John Mahama Basisiano say this known person and answer Obia or yeah MP or losing the seat. We are pointing to the so sometimes it is about decency, morality, ethics, principle.
And the young say John Mahama Banos Sammy Gyamfi easy boss.
That is it. So the question is that will people have that moral courage to talk about some of these things? So sometimes, and then the funny argument this woman was advancing in there. They say, oh, they qualify. Who said they don't qualify? Who said now a qualification and they can't say ma? Now certificate I want to pull every them. It is not about certificate. The same the service and Council of State. Ghana for Abrapia and the Bawe no so no. The argument has always been more certificate. No, Bab City High. He has the certificate. One any certificate. So it's not just about certificate, but you see the moral appeal, the actors part of it. That is very, very important because in governance, Alaska actors are very, very important too.
Right.
If you lose your morals, you lose ground. And that is the realm consistently. These people without morals, without conscience, they are acting like stooges, being propelled to slaughterhouse. And yet you are more morals because law school never acquire our own fanto morals, principle, and these values in for because we are lawyer crana. There are certain ethical way you can violate them. What I say? The same way a doctor cannot be seen on social media, may advertising and so forth. There are ethical. I'm quoting your friends a prospective ways one can how say. But there are certain rembia ya creative. Sabi bet me ama value be right. By the idea, nipa no nim so or your party ni wa fairly. The posters are out. Now what time did about see we say cancel qualify? How dare you?
You waiting for winning and summer about beto yepno so because so when you subscribe to channel area bomodi say over subscribe now face so wa like video like the video now face share ba for so now when you be here now who and summer cause we say hade latest and hot news and kwa Aremeyaw brewon so betimi achire wadwen afa aye and so we nyina ho ewo comment box ni mu mobeti minkabium in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.